The outsider's paradox. Living between worlds. Picture this. You're sitting in a crowded restaurant, watching the elaborate dance of human interaction unfold before you. Servers glide between tables with practiced smiles. Couples lean in for intimate conversations about mortgage rates. Business associates shake hands with calculated firmness. Everyone seems to know their part in this grand performance. Everyone except you. You understand the choreography perfectly, yet something within you remains fundamentally detached from the music that moves them all. This is the peculiar condition of the observer participant, the individual who exists simultaneously within society and beyond it. Philosophy has long recognized this archetype, the outsider who sees too clearly, the trickster who reveals uncomfortable truths, the detached soul who moves through life's theater without ever truly joining the cast. Human civilization operates as an intricate theatrical production, complete with costumes, scripts, and assigned roles. From birth, we're handed our lines and taught to deliver them with conviction. Study hard, climb the ladder, find your purpose, build your legacy. These mantras echo through generations, creating what sociologists call the life course, a predetermined pathway that promises meaning and belonging to those who follow it faithfully. But what happens when someone recognizes these scripts as exactly that, scripts? When the invisible becomes visible and the natural reveals itself as constructed. The ancient Greeks understood this tension through their concept of the pharmakos, the scapegoat figure who was simultaneously insider and outsider, sacred and profane. This figure possessed a dangerous gift, the ability to see society as contradictions while remaining embedded within its structures. Modern psychology echoes this in studies of self-monitoring. Individuals who excel at reading social situations while maintaining emotional distance from them. Consider the modern professional environment. LinkedIn profiles showcase polished versions of ourselves, complete with achievement badges and networking victories. Conference rooms fill with people performing competence, passion, and team spirit. The language itself becomes ritualized. Synergy, disruption, thought leadership. These aren't just words. They're incantations in a secular religion of productivity and success. Yet scattered among the true believers are those who participate with a knowing wink. They speak the language fluently, wear the uniform convincingly, but harbor a secret. They recognize it all as elaborate make-believe. Like method actors who never fully disappear into their roles, they maintain a sliver of awareness that whispers, "This is just a performance." This awareness creates a profound loneliness. While others derive identity and purpose from their roles, I am a marketing director. I am a thought leader. I am a game changer. The observer participant remains fundamentally undefined by these temporary costumes. They succeed in the game while never forgetting it's a game. Throughout history, certain figures have embodied this paradoxical existence. The court jester, granted unique permission to mock the very power structures that employed him. The wise fool of literature, whose apparent simplicity revealed profound truths about human nature. The anthropologist, studying cultures with scientific detachment while living within them. These figures share a common thread. They possess what we might call benevolent cynicism, a clear-eyed view of human folly coupled with genuine affection for humanity itself. They don't reject society out of bitterness or superiority, but rather maintain enough distance to appreciate both its beauty and its absurdity. The contemporary version of this archetype moves through modern life with similar duality. They might excel in corporate hierarchies while privately marveling at the arbitrary nature of organizational charts. They participate in social media while recognizing its performative aspects. They form relationships while maintaining awareness of the psychological games people play, even or especially with themselves. Psychological research reveals fascinating insights about individuals who maintain this observer stance. Studies on depersonalization, and derealization show that some people experience reality with a dreamlike quality, as if watching their own lives from a slight remove. While extreme versions constitute clinical conditions, milder forms might represent adaptive responses to social complexity. These individuals often score high on measures of openness to experience and cognitive flexibility. They excel at perspective-taking and demonstrate unusual resistance to social conformity pressures. Paradoxically, their very detachment often makes them more effective at social navigation, like chess masters, who see the board rather than identifying with individual pieces. But this clarity comes with costs. Relationships become more challenging when you recognize the unconscious scripts people follow. Romance loses some magic when you understand the evolutionary psychology behind attraction. Achievement feels hollow when you see through the arbitrary nature of most status hierarchies. In our digital age, this archetype finds new expressions. The viral meme creator who captures society's absurdities in shareable formats. The social media influencer who simultaneously participates in and parodies online culture. The podcast host who interviews earnest guests while maintaining ironic distance from their certainties. These modern tricksters serve a crucial function. They provide pressure valves for social tensions, while making uncomfortable truths palatable through humor and insight. They're the canaries in civilization's coal mine, detecting toxins in our collective atmosphere before they become obvious to everyone else. Yet they face unique challenges. Their very success often depends on maintaining their outsider perspective, but fame and influence threaten to pull them into the systems they observe. The observer participant must constantly navigate the tension between engagement and detachment, belonging and independence. Living with this dual consciousness exacts psychological tolls. There's the burden of seeing through comforting illusions that sustain others. The weight of recognizing patterns that most people prefer to ignore. The isolation that comes from being simultaneously too engaged to be a hermit and too detached to be a true believer. Some respond by retreating into cynicism, using their insights as weapons against human folly. Others become paralyzed by awareness, unable to act authentically within systems they recognize as constructed. The healthiest seem to develop what philosophers call cosmic irony, the ability to participate fully while maintaining perspective, to care deeply while holding lightly. Perhaps the most profound challenge facing the observer participant is the question of meaning itself. If social structures are constructed, if roles are performed, if much of what humans take seriously is arbitrary, then what provides genuine significance? Some find meaning in the very act of witness-bearing, becoming chroniclers of human experience. Others discover purpose in gentle guidance, helping fellow travelers recognize their own participation in life's theater. Many develop deep appreciation for beauty, love, and creativity phenomena that seem to transcend social construction. The observer participant learns to hold paradox. Nothing matters, and everything matters. The game is arbitrary, and the game is all we have. Life is performance, and the performance is real. The healthiest expression of this archetype perhaps lies in what we might call sacred mockery, the ability to lovingly critique human folly while remaining compassionate toward human frailty. This isn't the cruel laughter of superiority, but the gentle chuckling of recognition. We mock because we care. We observe because we're invested. We maintain distance because we understand the importance of perspective. This stance allows the observer participant to serve as society's immune system, identifying and addressing dysfunction while avoiding the trap of either complete cynicism or naive acceptance. They become translators between worlds, helping others recognize their own agency within seemingly fixed structures. So how does one navigate this peculiar existence? How do you maintain authenticity while participating in systems you recognize as constructed? How do you care about outcomes while knowing that most of what humans worry about is ultimately arbitrary? The answer might lie in embracing the paradox rather than resolving it. like quantum particles that exist in multiple states simultaneously. Perhaps the observer participant is called to live in multiple realities at once. The constructed world of human meaning and the larger cosmos that dwarfs all human concerns. This requires developing what psychologists call cognitive flexibility, the ability to shift between different frameworks of understanding depending on context. At work, you can be genuinely engaged with quarterly reports while remembering that corporations are legal fictions. In relationships, you can experience authentic love while recognizing the evolutionary programming that influences attraction. Ultimately, the observer participant offers society a precious gift: perspective. In a world where people often become so absorbed in their roles that they forget they're replaying them, the outsider-insider serves as a gentle reminder of life's theatrical nature. They whisper the emperor's nakedness not to humiliate, but to liberate. They show us that we can participate fully in life's grand performance while remembering that we re more than our costumes, deeper than our lines, and freer than our scripts suggest. They demonstrate that awareness doesn't necessarily diminish engagement. It can enhance it by making our choices more conscious and our participation more authentic. As we close this exploration, we are left with the central paradox that defines the observer-participant's existence. If you recognize life as a performance, are you still performing when you choose to play along? Perhaps the answer doesn't matter. Perhaps the very act of questioning, of maintaining that sliver of detachment that allows for wonder and reflection, is what keeps us human in the deepest sense. The observer-participant reminds us that even in our most constructed moments, even when following the most arbitrary scripts, we retain the capacity for awareness, and with awareness comes the possibility of choice. In a world that often demands we lose ourselves in our roles, maybe the greatest rebellion is simply remembering that we're more than the parts we play. The observer-participant stands as a testament to this larger identity, a living reminder that behind every mask is a mystery that no script can fully capture. The question is, will you continue to sleepwalk through your performance, or will you wake up enough to choose your role consciously while remembering the dreamer behind the dream?